Hey guys, welcome to the Crafty Middle Sister. I'm Clarissa, and today we're going to be refinishing the top of a bench. I'm going to show you how to do it. When I first moved into my house, we had a different dining room set, and the chairs had upholstery on them, and at the time, I was too afraid to try to do anything different to them, so we just kind of lived with that upholstery that came with the chairs on them. Now that I'm older and a little wiser, I've actually tried my hand at reupholstering, and it's not that hard on basic pieces. I consider this a basic piece. This little bench was actually my grandmother's bench, and she used it for sewing. And when I bought it, I refinished the top. You're going to find out what's underneath it in a second. It's kind of like an ugly brown pleather type stuff, but I refinished it in this fabric that I actually really liked. And as you can see, my daughters when they were younger decided to decorate it for me. So it's been like this. It was back in my bathroom, and the daughters used it to sit on to do their hair and all that kind of stuff, and it's just time for a makeover. I brought it out into the house, and obviously I cannot have it out here looking like this. I don't know if you can get an idea of how bad it really is, but you can see that they must have been coloring some hearts on it. But okay, so what we're going to do is, depending on how your seat is attached to your actual piece of furniture, you may have to unscrew it from whatever it might be attached to. This one just kind of sits on top, so you can pull it off easy to get to whatever you need to underneath. So you're going to want to detach the top. And when I detach this top, you can see here's my lovely work of what I did the last time. Super, super simple. I just folded everything down, stapled it, voila. So that's the basic idea for any of these chairs that you might have at dining room chairs. You take the bottom off, unscrew it from the actual legs, pull this pad off, and I mean, you'll probably see that the fabric or whatever you have on there is attached just by staples, or maybe other little like fabric screws, whatever. And that's a lot of times that's really all you have to do is remove those, put your new fabric back on, and then just reattach it. So that's what we're going to do today. So stay tuned. Okay, so right now we're here. I have my stuff on the floor, and what I'm going to show you is the pieces that you're going to need. You're going to need your fabric that you're actually refinishing the piece in. You'll need batting for the pad. You'll need your staple gun and staples. Most likely you're going to need a screwdriver or pliers or something to pull your staples out with, and you'll need some scissors. Okay? So, all right, let's take a look at what we need to do first. Okay, here's my seat, and what I am starting with is taking out my staples. Okay. And once I get the staples out, so you can see how it was originally attached with staples to begin with. Now, originally I used warm and cozy batting. Anybody who sews or quilts might be familiar with that. And it was great. I'd use it again. I just don't have any on hand right now. And when I went to the store to get batting, I just simply grabbed this Polyfill Extra Loft It comes in different sizes, different lofts. You can actually, this one is the extra, but they have like a regular loft too. And it comes in various sizes. This was probably like $3 at Walmart. You can actually buy it by the yard too, have them cut it for you, depending on how much you need. I just simply bought the bag because I might use it on another project. Okay, so we're going to continue to remove these staples. And some of them might be a little difficult. Okay, once we have everything separated, we're going to take the piece off. Now, I glued this other type down. You do not have to glue it down. You can glue it down, but you don't have to. So it looks pretty rough under here, but we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to tear off the old fabric. That'll get pitched. It looks pretty nasty under here, but we're not going to worry about it. It's not going to really affect anything. So what I'm going to do is set it down on top of my fabric and my batting. Now, what you want to do is roll out your batting. I'm doing a double thickness of the batting because I wanted to make sure that there was extra loft on it, even though I did get the extra loft. And I doubled it up, laid my top down, and I'm going to leave enough overhang so that I can fold it over, staple it, and then trim off any excess. Okay? So what you want to do is lay your top down, lay the seat down, lay it the way that you're going to cover it, and cut about 3 inches at least on each side to fold over. Okay? Once you get your loft cut, do the same for your fabric. Now, I laid my loft on top of my fabric. I actually cut my fabric first. Cut that, then laid the loft on top of the fabric so that I knew about the same size. But you're going to want to cut your fabric out the same way. So go ahead and do that. And then once you get everything cut out, you're going to, oh, we got a visitor. You're going to start stapling. Okay? And what I'm going to do is, uh-oh, honey, you're going to have to move. You're going to have to scooch, scooch, scooch. All right. Okay, there we go, of course. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a middle section like this. And I'm going to hold this down. And I'm going to shoot a staple in. Okay? Then I'm going to go to the opposite side, pull it taut, okay, because you don't want any excess give underneath there. And I'm going to shoot another staple in, okay? All right, once you have that part completed, go to one of your sides, grab the middle, pull it nice and taut, put your staple gun there, and it's pretty hard. I would say this is probably the hardest part of the entire project. Okay, put a staple in. Woo! It's tough stuff. Hardwood, very hardwood. All right, and then we're gonna pull that last side up. And oops, oopsies. Ooh, let me see if I can get some muscle behind this. Okay. All right. So basically right there you go. Okay, that's going to be your padding part. I'm going to pull this up and staple. All right. Now I'm going to go through and I'm just going to trim off some of this excess because we seriously do not need all this. Don't trim too close to the staples because you don't want it to pull out. Okay, so we're back again, and I kind of chose a different angle because with the sunlight it was getting really hard to see. Okay, so I've put the batting on the seat, but I haven't completely finished it because I do want to show you what I've done. And I'm actually switching out the staples because the staples that I have in the gun are so long. I want to switch to a shorter staple. All right, so what we're going to do is, let me pull this guy out if I can. I just broke him off. Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to lay your thing down on your batting, okay, your seat down on your batting, and you're going to fold it up over the seat, okay? And as you can see, I've put staples in every so often, starting with the middle. I've stapled it, put it nice and tight, okay? And then put your staple in. And then for each corner, what I've done is I have taken it, and this is the kind of corner I want. I want to pull in the corner edge, okay? Staple, and then we're going to fold the side in, okay, over top of it, kind of like we're making a little sandwich, okay, and then we'll just, oopsie days, okay, we'll do one at a time then. All right, so we'll put this guy in. There we go. Okay, so that's how we're doing our corners. And then what we're gonna do is, since we've gone around and we've stapled all of these middles. Okay, this one I pulled out, so I can get that one stapled again. And then since we've done the middles, we don't want it to be bumpy and lumpy, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take and we're gonna pull this section here, the whole thing tight. And instead of just putting one in the middle, we're going to put two. One there. Oops, we're gonna have to do him again. One there. And one up here. Because we want to try to pull it smooth the whole way around, okay? So we'll pull this tight, we'll do one, and then we'll do another one, okay? And what that does is it's going to create a side that's a little smoother, okay, than if we just did like 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. So instead we're gonna do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You don't have to pull extremely tight. Just because that's how you're gonna get your pull marks in it. That's where you'll get your lumps and your bumps. Okay, we're gonna pull this to your sides. Okay, and there we may only need one there and one here. Okay. So what I would suggest doing, and I went with shorter staples, and hopefully that won't come back to haunt me, but anyways, okay, so there we go. There's our bottom piece, okay? And check the sides, make sure all your corners, this is a little funky, but you know what, I think I can live with it. And make sure nothing's really too puckered. And if it is, just put a staple in it and pull it. All right, so now it's time for the fabric. So you're gonna wanna put your fabric with the outside, the face that you want showing, okay? That part is gonna go on the floor. The other part, the underside of your fabric, is gonna be face up. You're gonna take your seat and you're gonna lay it down on top of the wrong side of the fabric. Okay, this is the wrong side of the fabric. This is the right side. Okay, right side, wrong side. Okay. Make sure that you have it pretty even on both sides. Okay. And we're gonna start by pulling up a side. Okay, and you don't have to do it real tight. And we're gonna staple. And then we're gonna move to the other opposite side. Okay, we're gonna pull it up. It doesn't have to be real tight. And we're gonna staple, okay? Then we're gonna come over and we're gonna go to that side again, the first side, and we're gonna staple across. Okay, and we're gonna go work your way down this side. Not, you know, and like I said, you don't have to pull real tight. Okay, and then once we get that edge done, okay, we're gonna go to the opposite side. We've already pulled our middle through, so we're gonna straighten up. Okay. Okay, and then we're gonna flip it over and make sure everything looks pretty good. Okay, it's not really puckered much, which is good. And if it is, you know what, are you a professional? No. All right, I've already got some dirt on my fabric, wonderful. Okay, so we're gonna flip it back over and now we're gonna do the sides. Okay, and we're gonna do that the same as how we did the long edge. We're just gonna flip it up, pull the middle. And like I said, you don't have to pull real tight. Okay. And we're just gonna come down and we're gonna hit 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to flip it around. Okay, pull it taut but not tight. How's that? Sorry about the dogs. For the corners, we're gonna pull the fabric in like that, and then we're gonna do just like we did with the fill, the polyfill. Okay, we're just gonna tuck it like that, make a little sandwich. Okay, and that's probably gonna be too thick to do all layers, so we'll start with just the one. Oops. I may have to go to a thicker staple here. Okay. And then we're gonna pull that guy. Oops. All right, let me see here. Let me get this. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go with a thicker staple here. Yep. All right, so we'll go with a thicker staple in the corners. Okay, so I finished stapling everything onto the bottom, and I'll show you. Okay, and you can trim this stuff up and make it look pretty, but since it's just going underneath in this little stool, I don't really care. But, all right, so we're gonna put it on our stool. And it looks really good, I think. So there you go. The whole thing really only took like 15 to 20 minutes. So I hope you give it a try. And if you do, let me know. Let me know what you think of the process. And I will talk to you later.